Another tale about a true, scary story. My best friend is an Instagram influencer. She's not a big-time one, but does have a big enough following to get free stuff, and has even gotten 2 sponsored trips. She still works a full-time job, but does the Instagram thing on the side, mostly because of the perks. She's not big enough to live off of this yet, though. Anyway, this is a story about her first trip. A little boutique hotel from Miami contacted her via Instagram and direct messages and offered her an all-expenses-paid trip to Miami for Memorial Weekend back in 2018. This was to be in exchange for her to be in the hotel and take pictures and do a couple of stories. She was told that she could bring a female friend with her if she wanted to, and everything would be covered for. This was her first time doing this, so at the time, she wasn't really sure of how it all worked. They sent her a bogus contract to sign, and it said that she'd be responsible for paying for her plane ticket to Miami, and that she'd be reimbursed for it after the trip. This was to prevent a no-show, which means that the influencer would get the ticket purchased by the hotel, and yet the influencer would never actually show up, wasting the money. Honestly, this seemed reasonable. For perspective, I'm a gay man. She decided to invite me instead of a female friend. Really, she was nervous about the whole thing. We figured it wouldn't be a big deal, and the worst case scenario would be that they'd not want to pay for my plane ticket, in which case she'd just cover it for me, and that'd be it. We didn't expect what would later actually unfold. The plan was that we were supposed to be picked up by the hotel at the airport. So, the day comes, and we arrived in Miami. There's a guy holding a sign with her last name on it, and the paper even has the hotel logo. We're greeted and escorted to a black SUV. Here is where it starts to get weird. As soon as we are about to get in the car, we notice that the driver is visibly upset. We thought he was talking to the guy who walked us over, but it turns out he was actually talking to my friend. He had a very thick accent and was wearing dark sunglasses. He was telling my friend that she was not allowed to bring her boyfriend. Apparently, he must have been talking about me, and that she was told it was two girls. Hotel told me 2 girls. No, 1 girl, 1 guy, 2 girls. He was demanding to see where the other girl was. Both of us were speechless and confused. The guy who walked us to the car looked annoyed. He got in the passenger seat and started to fight with the driver in what we think was Portuguese. It definitely wasn't Spanish. Then he turns to us and again asks where the other girl is at. My friend is very upset at this point and tells them that there is no other girl, that she is her name, and that I'm just a friend coming along with her on the trip. The big guy in the passenger seat gets out. He tosses our luggage out of the car and says something with a lot of colorful language, obviously upset that the original deal had been altered. He gets back in the car without us, and they take off. That was it. We were in shock, utter and complete shock. My friend immediately messages Melissa, who was the PR person we had been in contact through email with, and lets her know what just happened. There's no response. We decide to take a cab and head to the hotel ourselves. When we arrive, everything clicks into place. Everything suddenly made much more sense. The hotel had been rebranded and had a completely different name, a different owner, and different staff. We show them the Instagram, and while it is indeed the Instagram of the hotel that it used to be, it's not the new one. This hotel never contacted us. They never did anything. Whoever was in charge of the old Instagram account for the old hotel were the ones who contacted us. Or whoever got a hold of it did. Mind you, this was a somewhat big hotel account with around 10,000 followers. It was real, but upon further inspection, we realized that the pics were actually old, really old, and so were the posts. My friend felt like an idiot and couldn't stop crying. We called the police and met up with a detective. They investigated who was running the account before, or who might have access to it. But none of the people who used to run that account had anything to do with it. Nothing ever came out of this. It's upsetting and scary to know that whoever wanted to abduct my friend or any other girls was using this old hotel's Instagram and knows exactly who my friend is. That fake Instagram, it's been since deleted. And we never heard anything from anyone ever again. But to think that my friend would have been kidnapped had she gone with another girl instead of me sends chills down my spine. Be careful out there. And creepy hotel in South Beach. Let's not meet again.